Okay, so what's up, guys? I think my mic was off. How are you guys doing? Can you guys hear me good? Yeah, hello, Logan. How are you, man? Okay, so I think we are good to go. How are you, Cardia? How are you? Hello, Frank Yuch. I'm doing great. And you? How are you doing? It's a very cold night here, but I'm good. Hello, Clink13. Yeah, actually my mic was off. I was talking to you guys, but my mic was off. But yeah, now I think we're good. Don't need to worry. Yeah, glad to hear. Hello, RD Multimedia. How are you? Yeah, thank you, man. Great to see you guys here again too. So let's keep this journey. All right. So let's see the overall on what we are doing on the past week. So yeah, so if you are new to this stream, my name is Deryck Pelegrini, and what I'm doing right now is I'm created the design for this character, for this droid character. I'm doing this from scratch. So since the first live, I started blocking this character and creating the design and things like that. And well, after a few lives, here we are. That's the result that we have, and you can see the whole process from begin to end until this point that we are right here. So yeah, and again, it's a character that I'm creating for a short for a short move that I'm making, and I'm kind of playing with the design yet and trying to figure out some stuff, but after a few tweaks, I think that I'm pretty close from what I was, imagining that would be. And as you guys can see, this character is like a whole piece with a Dynamesh, and basically what I did was I designed the parts, basically use dense standard and flatten and things like that, just to create the shapes that I wanted. So I think that now I am pretty close from what I wanted. So as I said a few lives back, I will show you guys the different parts of the process. So blocking, and then the design, and using the ZBrush, the brushes inside ZBrush to create the shapes, the shape language that I wanted. And as I said, I would like to clean the shapes, and make those shapes like uh, more defined, and maybe now split the parts on different subtools and have more crisp edges for everything. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm gonna show you guys how I do this. It's nothing super fancy, it's quite easy to do and quite relaxing too. So since I have my design right here, uh, the way that I wanted it, now I can create those shapes and those panels with with a very very good mesh to work with. So as you guys can see now, see how the ads are very very defined. They are super defined right now, and I have like nice shapes and nice forms. and they are super clean either. So let me show you guys this. So if we turn on the polyframe on this mesh, you guys can see that it's a very clean mesh, and it's already with subdivision, dynamic subdivision. So if I take the subdivision out, you guys can see that's a very it's a very good mesh to work with. So from this point on, I'm even able to use this polygroups and this mesh to open the UVs if I want to add some, fine detail on the surface, for instance. And I'm gonna show you guys how I do this. So let's do this. So yeah, I will activate the dynamic subdivision for this part. So as you guys can see, once I activate the dynamic subdivision, my model becomes like more crispy and, good looking. So the goal is to do this for everything. All right. So let me see. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Even Streams. Hello, Winston Iken. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying. So we are passing for a lot of different process here, from blocking to design, and now we are going to do some cleanup to create the shapes. And yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how to do this. And if you guys have questions, feel free to talk to me on the chat, and I will do my best to answer you guys. And we can have a nice conversation and chat and talk about, ZBrush. All right, so let's dive right into it. Thank you, Frank. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed. And I think that for this character, we are pretty close from the final part, Once I finish this whole cleanup section, I think we are going to be good with this model for the live stream. And from then, what I'm going to do is open the UVs and generate the final topology for the rigging process, and then to the animation stuff. But for the ZBrush part, I think we are very close to an end with this character, and we will be able to end this cycle for this character from begin to end here on ZBrush. So yeah, glad you guys are enjoying. I know the whole process could be kind of it's not very dynamic because I'm actually doing while I'm talking to you guys. And what I'm trying to do is, instead of like going and jumping from step to step, I'm trying to show you guys how it is the whole process, how I usually do this kind of thing. And it's exactly how I'm showing it to you guys. So yeah. So here I kind of begin to extract like a piece of geometry here. So I'm gonna show you the process from scratch. So I have this mesh that is kind of my base model where I did the design. And since I have a nice amount of polygons here, I can put details if I want. Like, for instance, if I want to do like a cut here, I can add this cut, and I can keep like changing the design on the fly. So that's a good thing, right? But yeah. So to create those panels, what I do is simple like that. First, I create like a mask for the shape that I want. And guys, there is like many ways to do this. That's just the way that I'm used to do it. I'm gonna deactivate the symmetry right now, and I will work only on one side of the model. Since on the end everything is going to be symmetrical, I think it's okay. So yeah, let me just paint this shape. On the end, what I want is to have a nice fit for the parts, you know, leaving just the necessary amount of gap between the two parts to kind of feel like they are separated pieces on the whole, you know. So yeah, I can go and make this crisper like this. Yeah, I think that's good. So now that I have this mask, I could extract this, or I could use the extract function and then final loops. But what I like to do is like I like to duplicate this mesh, and now I have a second version of this mask right here. And what I do is I create a polygroup for this, and then I isolate only what I want. And now I have the like a shell of this mask, right? So now I can delete the hidden parts, and now I have only this part. So as you guys can see, I have like a very dirt mesh, like with it was like a Dynamesh version. So my polygons are not very in a good shape, let's say. So to fix that, what I do is also super simple. I just create a ZBrush for this, and let's see. Yeah, the mesh duplicated because I had the symmetry option activated. I don't want this, so I'm going to deactivate the symmetry and run the ZBrush again. And the ZBrush is it's a great tool to create a good topology for your models and like create nice and clean topologies, you know. So I will just keep doing some more ZBrush. Yeah, like this. And the thing is, I can kind of fix the shape while I'm doing the ZBrush, and this might lead to better results, you know. If I have some part that's way out, like a point that it is a way out, the ZBrush will try to create this shape and will probably not be that good. So I can move the points to find a better silhouette. So as you guys, like, if you take a look here, I have this super complex arrangement of polygons that I don't need this. So if I kind of align this like this and use the ZBrush again, yeah, you see that already fixed it. So yeah, that's a good way to do this. All right, I think I can do another one. Yeah. So see, now I have this nice shell to work with. And since I have this very low poly mesh, I can still play with the shape of it. And I really want to, as a whole, when this is done, I want to have pass the sensation that this is like some kind of Mac parts, put together like a machine or something like this. So I can play with the shape here a little bit. So here, if I have this kind of loose point here, I can use the Z modeler and merge those 2 points together using the stitch option. So I just click on one point and then on the second point, and you guys see, now I have a better flow for my mesh, and I can keep doing this like this. So it's I would say very easy to fix and manipulate those meshes here on ZBrush. So that's the kind of thing that I don't leave ZBrush anymore to do this kind of things, like few years back, you would have to like export your high poly mesh to another software to do this kind of uh, this kind of operations on your model, like doing a topology or something like this. And nowadays it's totally possible to do this inside of ZBrush. And I think in terms of creation and when you are designing something, it's good when you have like a lot of options on the same package. And here you can do this. So yeah, I can like keep pushing this to find the design that I want, like this. So one thing that I think it's nice to think when you're doing something like this. For instance, I'm doing this droid, right? So I already have the design and stuff, and I think it's kind of cool already. But when I'm doing this process of creating this like cleaner pieces, I try to think something like how would that be if they were constructing this droid in real life? I'm not saying like the real mechanics behind it, but trying to figure it out and try to think how the pieces would like fit together. Like those would be like probably different parts, like screwed together with little very, very small screws and things like that. That can add some nice characteristics for your model. That's just something that I like to think. So if you have like your mesh, it's over something, you can always use the transparency option here, and you can activate like this opacity. Then this way you can see the whole thing. So yeah, let me just push a little bit the bottom part here. And if you move too much the points and things like that, you can always try to do like another zero measure with the same amount of polygons and see what happens. So yeah, I lose a little bit of details here. So I'm just gonna keep with this version. But you can always do this and keep trying to give like different zero measures to obtain different results. All right. Yeah, so let me just put this a little bit back to kind of have this turn, this nice turn here. Yeah, like this. So yeah, I'm happy with this shape right here. And if I want, I can eliminate some ads. So if I turn again my Z modeler, I take my Z modeler brush, I can eliminate some ads like this. See? And I think it will still work pretty good. And since I had less points, now it's kind of easier to manipulate the overall shape. So try to think about that. It's easier to manipulate a shape that has less points. Okay, so if you have a very very high density mesh, it's going to be difficult to manipulate on this kind of level, like moving points, for instance. Yeah, so I think it's good. So let me just save this. Yeah, so now what I do is this. I'm gonna use the pineal loops to create like a shell for this part. And let's see how it's going to look. Yeah, so here we have it. Now we have like this small piece that we can use. All right. Hello, Frank. Deryck, when you merge things, what exactly does it do? You mean when you merge down a subtool into another subtool? Is that what you mean? Yeah, tell me if that's what you mean. Why? And I'm gonna fix a little bit this shape. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, when you merge down a subtool into another subtool, what this does is like you just combine those subtools together. You know, they are not actually merged together like the vertices and things like that. So, for instance, if we take a look at this part here, you can see if you look at my subtool palette, it's only one subtool, right? But they are separated. But I have like a lot of different polygroups for my meshes here just to control. But if I do like an let me duplicate this to show you. So now I have a copy of this, right? So everything here is merged together, like merged down, right? And if I do auto groups for this, now I have a different polygroup for each shell. All right. So each chunk of this model are separated on different subtools. And I can just as easy as I merge everything down together, I can come and like use the group split function. And now what this is going to do is I have all the subtools separated. Okay. Let me turn off the solo mode here. So you see, I still have the same tools here, but now they are separated for subtools. And you can see each one of them separated like this. And let's say if I can, again, I can come back here and I can use the merge down function. So if I click merge down, what it's going to do is it's going to merge the subtool with it's going to combine the subtool that you are selected with the subtool that is under on the subtool palette. So I can use merge down, and I'm gonna check the always okay here. So I can just keep pushing the merge down button. So always okay. And now I can merge down, merge down, merge down, merge down. And what I'm doing right here, I'm combining the tools together, right? You see? So now I have the same model combined. So that's basically what the merge down function does. It combines different subtools. All right. I hope that answers your question, Frank. Now I'm going to delete this, and I will continue with my my other model. Merge visible and merge seems the same too. Yeah, merge visible is the same principle, but what's going to do, it's going to merge every subtool that you have activated on your scene. So if the subtool has this little eye symbol here, turn it on, and you use the merge visible, that is what's going to do. It's going to merge everything that has this eye here. All right. So let's head back to this panel here. So, okay. Now I'm going to create the panel loops. And as you guys can see, I have this nice piece already with an extrusion. So, and that's perfect for me, because now I have to decide what's going to be like very crispy and what's going to be kind of softy. And for that, I can use the crisp function that we have on ZModeler. And we also have a lot of those functions on the menus here. So in geometry menu, you have a lot of those functions, but I really like to use the ZModeler tool. I think it's a very powerful tool. And instead of leaving this like this, I will give like a nice bevel for this shape. So let's do this. I can associate this command and use bevel. And now I can give a nice bevel to the whole surface like this. All right. So if I turn on the dynamic subdivision right now, I'm going to have a very soft looking piece, and that's not what I want. So since we are talking about like a droid or something that is kind of mechanical, or I don't know, I want to give the sensation. So I think it's good for us to like crease those edges, you know. I don't know, maybe they look like they are like hard, but they can bend on the. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I thought about that, but yeah, I want it to look like very crispy. So for that, I'm going to use the crease option here. So that's also a very nice tool to use. So if I just click once, it will only crease the edge that I selected, and I don't want that. What I want is to crease the whole loop of edges. So here we have a edge loop complete. And now I can just click it and I will have all the edges creased, right? just like that. And now I have a better shape here. Yeah, I think that's more like what I want. But I need to push this out a little bit. Let me just change my dynamic size for the brush. Draw dynamic brush size, and I'm going to put this as 10. Yeah. So I can move this out like this. And once I had the piece done, I can manipulate it using the move brush and, well, all the other brushes that we have, right? But now I have those nice and crisp edges, and this will give me on the future, this will give me better normal maps, you know, like all the map that I'm going to extract, it's going to be a little bit crisper, and that's what I want. This will help me on the texture phase. So yeah, now that I have this done, I can mirror this, and now I have the two parts. But let me just adjust the middle like this. And yeah. So I have to be careful to not merge those parts together. I don't think they are merged, but just to guarantee. Yeah, now I think we're good to go. So now we have this nice and crisp line here. So that's basically it. And I can do this for everything. And since I have nice topology and like nice separations, I can very easily merge this down, you know, and combine that part with the other part using the merge down function. So here we have it. All right. So now we have this abs with a very, very cleaner shape. And I will keep doing this until we have a nice formation here. And yeah, I will change the match cap for this. I'm going to put like this metal matte cap. Let's do this. Change for metal. Now we have those nice highlights here. Okay, so color, I have the material option, turn it on, and I will fill the object with that material. So now we can go back to the match cap. Yeah, like this. So I already extracted other part for the abs, and here we have it. I just need to fix the shape a little bit. So let's do it again. The pinna loops. Good. Again, if I turn on the dynamic subdivision, I have this very soft shape and I don't want that. So let's use the crease function again using the ZModeler brush. But before that, what I'm doing, I'm creating those bevels on the whole piece like this. Crease again, creasy. I can crease this back part. This time I'm going to crease the corners. But I will use the edge loop partial for this. So yeah, now I have this nice and clean corner right here. And I really like those shapes. But I think that we need just for the back part. Let's see how it looks on the front. I think it can work like this. Yeah, totally. And again, I'm gonna use the move brush to kind of pull this shape out a little bit. And again, since everything's separated, I can try to make the connection between the shapes, you know. And since this is going to be like my final gel, I can always go back to my blockout model to push the mesh inside, right? So I can come here and I can move this out on my way, right? So I need to fix that. I don't want things to be overlapping each other. I want things to be super crispy. Yeah, I think that's better. All right, so I don't think it's touching anything. So see, try to move this a little bit. I want to have those cavities between the shapes. Like this. I think this will add some nice details on the texturing phase. Hopefully. So I can also move this down a little bit. Move this up. Like this. And again, since I have a very, very low geometry to work with, it's easy to, to move around the shape to get the results that I want. There we go. The clothing from. So Frank, yeah, I don't know, man. Like probably because you exported the mesh without like merging the points together. try to look in this. Yeah, take a look at this. See if when you exported the mesh, the original mesh, you had like the merged vertex option. Turn it on, right? Take a look at this. So yeah, I think now I have the shape that I wanted. And again, I can just merge it down, and I will have this gel with a nice topology. All right. So let me just save this again. Yeah. So that's what I talked about, the cleaner version of the shape. This is still my high poly mesh, but now I have a very clean geometry, and I can even open the UVs for that. And here inside of ZBrush itself, and I will still have I think nice results, because I have very good separation for my mesh in terms of polygroups. So I can use that on my advantage to create nice UVs using the UV master. And I can show you guys this later. So let's keep pushing. Let me do this small part right here. Yeah, try that, Frank. Try that. See if it works. So just a little mask here. And yeah, I can duplicate this mesh. Duplicate it. Can create a polygroup. Now I can delete the hidden part. Yeah, it's a very small mesh. Let's see if it works. Let's try ZBrush it. Yeah, it's kind of throwing this apart. So here, I'm gonna try to fix that by moving the points a little bit to kind of force the ZBrush to maintain the silhouette that I want. Same thing here. I would just move a little bit those points. Like this. All right. Those points right here, I don't need them. So I'm gonna use the Z modeler, and I would just delete those faces. Like that. And I can move again those parts. Again, trying to maintain the shape, the original shape that I intended at first. So when I have like those very broke polygons like this is what I try to do. I try to kind of fool the algorithm to do what I want. It's not always that this works, but when it does work, it's a blast. So I can turn on the double side surface to have a better look on my mesh. I will try to zero mesh this again. So yeah, I already had a better result than before. Just some more dots here. And I think we will be good to go. So yeah, it's super cold here. It's a very cold night. How are you guys? It's nighttime for you guys. It's the morning time. Where are you guys at? And how cold it is? Because I'm kind of cold right here. Thank you. New York, yeah. And how cold it is in New York right now? Oh, I don't know. Maybe you're not cold at all. Maybe you guys are in summertime. I don't know what time. What's the season in there right now? Okay. So I will use Z modeler again just to fix this point right here like that. I think it's easier. So now I have a better formation here. Yeah. So see, since I had like too many polygons, uh, everything is kind of blobby, and I want this to be more, a cleaner shape, so I can use the zero mesh again. But this time I'm gonna use the half option. So yeah, that looks better. Okay, I think I can do it again. Let's try this way. No, maybe the same. And I can try to zero mesh it again and again to find like a better like flow for the topology. So yeah, for instance, that looks better. For what I want. Yeah, it's better. So let's do again the final loops. Well, I think it was too much. So let's try something different here. I will try to do the elevation. Yeah. Even so, make this larger. All right. Now it's full. configuration. Yeah. Hello, what's up, Giovanni? How are you, my friend? Thank you for being here. What's up? Cheers. What does Ctrl Shift E does? I don't think I know that. Is that a short key for something? How do I add thickness to the model? Well, so yeah, basically what I use is the Pinot loop. So I'm using this custom menu that I did, but you can find the same functions that I use here. Most of those functions are on the geometry sub palette. So yeah, you have the Pinot loops right here. So what that does is it creates a kind of a shell for the geometry that we have, just as I did right now. So I have the shell of this like this base mesh right here, okay? And if I use the Pinot loops, what this is going to do is going to create this shell. And here you have a bunch of different configurations. It's the same that I have here. I just create that custom menu with the tools that I use the most. So this way it's easier to navigate inside of ZBrush. So you can do this for yourself either. So yeah, let's do the same process again. Again, bevel. That's curious. Yeah. You see, depending on the edge that I press to create the bevel, it can be interpreted like in different ways and look for different loops. So you might have to change, like try different adds to add. I don't know if that there is something with the direction that I push. I really don't know that. Yeah. Yeah, now it worked. I think it had something to do with the direction that I push. I would have to check this. See how curious that is? Now it worked. So you might have to give like some tries to get the desired results. All right. So again, let's just use the crease edge loop complete, and we can add those crease to the shape like this. And this one, I think it worked pretty good. So I just need to move this out of the way a little bit. And I can push it inside and move like this. Whoops. And inside again. So now I'm thinking it would be cool if I had like a fit here. So since I'm just on the beginning of this, I can try to close this like that. And maybe I can make a better shape for this right here. I'll delete that. and do it again. Like this. Yeah. So instead of using the elevation positive, I will use the negative elevation. And now I can do it again. Repeat the process, the bevel. Not like this. Let me look for. I think that's okay. And I can use decrease again. And again inside. And now to have a nice cut here, I can use the edge loop partial to do this. Oh no, so if I use the partial, I'm gonna have crease all the way to the end, and I don't want that. I will just remove the ads that I don't want. And now I have this. And I can use this again. Yeah, that's better. So I would just try to push this to meet this other part. And see that we are kind of getting this connections between the parts. That's what I want. So see here, I have a very, very soft curvature. And here I have a very crisp edge. So to fix that, I can easily come here and add a crisp edge to this part using the Z modeler crease. And I can crease the edge that I want like this. Here. And I can already fix the inside part like this. So when I turn this dynamic subdivision, I'm gonna have a very, very crisp connection right here, like this. All right. Yeah, don't worry, Frank. I'm here to help. If you guys have questions, feel free to shoot them at me. Hello, Leonardo Colares. How are you, man? All right. So I just moved too much this part, and it's kind of messy. So I will try to fix this with the move brush. All right. And again, since I have a very, very low poly geometry, it's easy to move around like this. All right. And I'm having this kind of pointy part that I'm not liking too much. I can move this. Yeah, that's what I wanted. And now I can mirror and weld, and I will have the connection to the other part like this. So that's it. Step by step, I can build the whole parts together and make it feel like they are different pieces put down together to create this droid. So in the end, we are gonna have some cool, cool shapes to work with. Yeah, I will merge this down with the other parts again. So let's do this, and now we have everything together. Just this way, it's easy to manipulate my subtools here. And yeah, I will apply the metal material again. Hello, Igor Almeida. Yeah, I am Brazilian. Sou brasileiro de São Paulo. Tudo beleza, cara? What's up, Frank? So, what's up, Dre? Yeah, I use the Substance Painter to texture my models. Yeah. Ah, legal. E aí, como é que você tá, cara? Tudo beleza? So now let's do this like longer piece right here. Let's see how this is going to work. All right. So first of all, let me save the progress just in case. So again, what I do is I create this mask following following the shape that I designed. And now that I have the design done, it's easier to come up over this and clean up everything, make everything crispier. So this is going to be kind of tricky because I want this to feel like a very rounded part. So I will try to make this mask nice and round like this. Let's see how the ZBrush will behave for this specific part. If it doesn't work like the way we want, we can like make our way around it like by moving the points. So yeah, let's see. We don't need to suffer before it happens. So I think that's cool. So again, what I'm going to do, I would just duplicate this mesh, create a polygroup of it, and now I'm gonna isolate this polygroup. And as you guys can see, I still have the remain polygroup from the last part that I did. To fix that, I will use the auto groups. This will separate the polygroups and different the parts, the shells on different polygroups, and now I can isolate the polygroup that I want and delete the hidden part. So now I have just this part. All right. And again, I'm very let me just check the double side here. As you guys can see, a very messy mesh, with the not very good topology. So let's fix that again using the ZBrush. Yeah, so I might have to come around and move a little bit the vertices to kind of find the shape that I want. And if you have a lot of, a lot of patience, you can you can create some nice and complex shapes using the ZBrush. You just have to be very relaxed to do it. See, I have some artifacts here. I can isolate what I want and delete the hidden part again to fix that. And here I'm gonna try to create like a rounded kind of circular shape. Let's see how this works. I would love to have a nice add loop here going all the way around the model. So let's see to do this. Yeah. Here, just use the Z modeler again and clean up what I don't want. And I can merge the points together to find a better shape. And I can delete some faces to make my job easier. Then I can just push everything together again. Um, if open the UVs is different on ZBrush, yeah, I no, actually it's not. Especially if you have like a very clean mesh, with a good topology and good polygroups to separate the UVs, you can achieve very nice topology inside of ZBrush. So I'm gonna show you how to do this. Let me just finish this piece right here, and I will open the UVs of uh, all this part that we have already put together. And I can show you how to do it, and you will see that it's not that complex. And again, you can achieve very good UVs using the ZBrush UV Master. I actually use it all the time, even for work. I can I can I can put it out good UVs to my models using that, especially if I have good topology on my models here on ZBrush. So yeah, and I will show you how to do this. Let me just finish this part right here. Boa noite, Wilson. Tudo bom, querido? Como é que tá? Vamos aí. Pega um café, senta aí. Vamos nessa. Estamos fazendo aqui a limpeza dos polígonos, criando umas meshes com uma topologia mais bacana para trabalhar. E até abrir o V, quem sabe. Welcome. So yeah, I just moved around a little bit the mesh, trying to achieve a better shape, a better overall shape. Thinking about this. So yeah. So I will try to fix this myself, just merging those points together like this. Yeah. So let's try some more ZBrush here. Let's see what we can have with that. All right, so that's not all bad. I think we can get like better results here on the back part, but let's see. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's looking good. I think I can work with that, don't you guys? So let's try. And again, I can always go back and move the points around it and just see if I can get a better result. And guys, that's not the only way to do this, or that's not even the right way to do it. That's just the way that I'm used to it, and I'm sure there is like a bunch of different approaches to get the same results that I'm getting right here. And we can even have like faster ways to do this. But yeah, that's just the way that I'm used to do it. And I find this quite relaxing to do too. So I always have a lot of fun doing this process. I know a lot of people don't actually like to work with like creating topology or try to make the model with a good topology or something like that, or even do head topology and all the topology stuff. A lot of people don't like to do it, but I kind of enjoy the process. Or maybe because I played too much with Legos when I was a kid. I like to make everything fit together, and yeah, so I can stay a long time moving points like that. I find super relaxing to do it. But yes, let's try it again. So let's just fix this back part. Just see if we can get a better. Actually, I can delete this. Yeah, that's the easier way to do it. I can just delete that, and now I can do this, and the zero measure will behave a little bit better because we have more direct lines here, right? Okay, so I think if we do another zero measure, it will work better. Let's see. Yeah, let's try another one. See, now I lost the shape that I worked here. I don't want this. So this is okay. I can work with that. I think it's even good that I had this kind of loop going on here, like this edge going around to make this shape. I think that's super good for me because that's exactly the shape that I want to. But on the back part, yeah, that's not too good. But I can always come here and just delete those faces, and I don't need to suffer, because the zero mesher didn't give me the perfect geometry. I gotta work what I have, and that's what I have, and it's okay. I can do this. You don't need also to try to fix everything with zero measure. You can like dive into your model and try to fix yourself, like we did it on the old ways, like the old days. Uh, yeah, I think that's good. One thing that I like to do is I like to remove um, like the middle edges like this. So now I have a better topology. And I think that I can even try to remove a little bit more than that. Let's see what happens if I do this. This, here, here, and here. Okay, I can still hold the shape that I want, and this way it's a lot easier for me to manipulate my mesh. So yeah, I think it worked pretty well. So one thing that I'm going to do is can add an ad in the middle here, like doing like a cut. So I can do like this. And this way I can have a nice rounded shape here. Maybe I don't need this ad right here. And this way I can make this the shape that I always wanted to do. Like this. Yeah. So see? And I had the luck to have this nice add loop going on here using the ZBrush. So I can try to move a little bit the points around. Like this. And if you want to move like the point on the edge, I think we have like a slide on the, let me see. Yeah, we had a slide here. So we can, let's say that we have a very nice mesh already, and we don't want to change the volume of it. You can use the slide function, and then you can slide the vertex on your edge like this in a very precise way. That this way you don't need to worry about deforming too much your shape because you're going around your normals like this. So yeah, I think I have a nice clean shape here. All right. So to create this core of character, I'm gonna hide the other parts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this selection here, and I will isolate everything else. This way it's easier for me to move the camera, all right? So I'm trying to force that direction that I already created on the original design. And I can go around and fix the shape. Like this. Yeah, I think we are good to go. So yeah. Let me just make this a little bit rounded. Yeah, I think it's good. And also a good thing about having a good topology like this is that we can add some details, some nice details and curves here. I'm gonna show you guys what I mean by that. So yeah, let's go to the second part. Fala, Vini, beleza, cara? Pô, feliz aí, cara, que você tenha aparecido. Depois assiste lá no canal da Pixologic que a live fica gravada lá. Dá pra você entrar lá e assistir, beleza? Valeu aí pela moral, cara. What's up, Caio Barbosa, Sculptor? How are you, man? Boa noite. So I'm just gonna add another edit right here to get an even distribution to the polygons. So yeah, I think that's good. So let me just save the project. Okay. So let's create a final loop. All right. I think that we have what we need. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the bevel function. I love this bevel function. I think it's super cool. There we go. But yeah, I don't want like this. Let me find the right spot to push. I think that's it. Yeah, exactly that. So yeah, now I can freeze this. Add loop complete. Freeze everything. And now we have that nice shape here. I might need to move a little bit. And I'm gonna do this right now. And again, since I have like a low poly mesh, it's easier to manipulate and find the shape that I want. I'm gonna push this inside a little bit. And just fix. Just fix the shape here. Okay, and again, I can go back to the original design and I can change this. Because in the end, what I want is the cleaner shape, the cleaner version of the shape. Right? And now I'm gonna try to kind of make this fit together on this cut. Like this. Again, very, very low poly mesh. It's easier to manipulate the panels like this. I can just smooth out the original. And now I have this shape. And one thing that I would like to show you guys is, since I have this mesh here, let me just fix this connection. Yeah, that's what I want. That feeling that things are connecting to each other, but just a little gap between the parts. Because when we had the occlusion and things like that, this will look good. I can activate the occlusion in real time here. Like this. Just so we can have an idea on how this works. But what I was saying is, it's easy for instance, to add like a, here on ZModeler we have this option that's called split, and it creates this real nice shape here. I really like that. I'm gonna create this without the crease, so I can create this, and we can try to create some design here. I really like that split option. Something like this, right? And we can use the bevel. bevel this out, and we can play around. Just push the right one, yeah, like this. And now to have a nice like finish it, I can freeze the loops like this, and the bottom part too. And now I have this, now this cut shape here. And since I have this very low mesh, I can make this a little bit tight using the insert brush. Yeah, I can play around with the design here. I really like to do those extrusions. That's one of the things that I did the most when I start 3D. Like creating those no sense extrusions. See, I don't know, maybe some kind of connection or plug or something like this, you know. It kind of breaks a little bit the shape and give that nice detail here. I could do this like using dent standard and or you know something like this, but I would never be able to do like something as crispy as this, you know, using like a normal brush. So that's the advantage of the Z modeler, and I really love that. I really do, and I try to use it all the time. And I encourage you guys to also use this brush. So that's what I wanted. I just need to fix this back part here real quickly. Let me activate the move. See, I have this kind of weird breakout on the plane. I'm gonna try to fix this. Just moving this a little bit to the inside part. Like that. And I keep turning the camera and I try to make the points like aligned to have a better shape. Yeah, I think that's it. So here I kind of have already a very crisp end, but I think that I would like to have a very point line here. And to do this, I'm gonna use the Z modeler again, crease brush, and I'm gonna crease the edge like this. So now I'm gonna have this very nice cut on this part that I can put inside. And will be a very nice connection to the Cerratos part right here. So let me just take the original design, and I'm just going to, since I'm not going to use that on the future, I can move this inside, or I can just smooth out that part like that. So now I have this nice shaped piece, and I can mirror it. Like this. And as you guys can see, it's a very low poly mesh, only using the dynamic subdivision. I have now the same amount of information that I had on my my block out scoped, but now I have the same design that I had, but with a nice topology. And that's what I was talking about you guys back on the other streams about how to make those things cleaner. So that's what I mean. So I'm gonna merge this down, and now we have this. All right. It's I know it's you know kind of it takes some time to do this process, but I really enjoy to do. And we have this very nice and presentable model to show, and yeah, I think it's working the way that I want. So, all right. Let's see what guys are talking. Fala, Caio, beleza? Tem muita gente que não gosta de fazer topologia, retopologia, essas paradas aí. Eu acabo me pegando, me divertindo fazendo esse tipo de coisa, cara. Mas requer um pouquinho de paciência. What's up, Chan Alex? Very efficient. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. I don't know if that's the best way to do it, but that's how I do it. And I had a lot of fun doing this kind of thing. Thank you, Frank. Yeah. What's up, Victor? Victor Menezes. How are you, man? And now I gotta learn Z Modeler. Yeah, dude, Z Modeler is amazing. It's one of the best tools on ZBrush, to create stuff. And as I said, it's amazing to be able to create something inside of ZBrush on the fly without needing to leave the software to like a third-party software to do some small adjustment. Like for instance, to create that ring here, like see how easy it is. Like you just split a point and it creates like this circle for you, and that's beautiful. I really think that's beautiful, especially to create this and design stuff. So yeah, you got to learn, man. And there is a lot of uh, amazing videos of how to use ZModeler on ZBrush Ask How. There is like if you look on the ZBrush channel, there is this Ask How videos, and they show you how to use ZModeler like on very quick chips, to 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 learn how to use the tool. So go for it, man. I would highly recommend you guys to get familiar with that tool. It's super efficient. Yeah, we are. Yeah, thank you, Wilson. Thank you. I'm glad you like it and you have like an idea on how to use the modeler. Um, yeah, glad you guys enjoy. So Frank, about the fiber mesh, that it's super hard to do. It's not something that I use a lot on my workflow. I use it like a very few times that I use fiber mesh. But yeah, I'm not gonna show you fiber mesh on that stream specific. I'm gonna try to stay focused on these tools and this kind of things. All right, but yeah, there also on Ask How you can learn a lot about like fiber mesh and like the basics on how to use that. Okay. Yeah, what's up, event trims? How did I mirror the part? All right. So you mean how did I mirror this part to this side here? There is this button called mirror and weld, and you can use that to mirror a geometry on the X, Y, or Z axis. So you can find this tool, this mirror and weld, you can find it here. Let me see where it is, because I'm so used to to use this custom pilot that I did that sometimes I kind of forgot where the buttons are. So let me see where is the mirror and weld. Probably it is on. If you guys know, you guys can give me a hint. Modify topology. I think we are close. No. Yeah, here it is. Mirror and weld. That's how I mirror this part to the other side. So you go on this geometry, and under the modify topology, you have the mirror and weld function. All right, and you can choose between the X, Y, and Z axis. All right, I hope that helps. What's up, JPax? How are you, man? I always find primitive ZBrush really difficult in ZBrush compared to Maya or Blender. Yeah, man. It used to be like a difficult thing to do, but that was like a while ago. Now we have a lot of tools to create hard surface or like box modeling inside of ZBrush, and those tools that I'm using here, they are just the that I'm just scratching the surface. There is like you can do everything here, especially because you have the Z modeler, and you can combine that with booleans and dynamic. You can there is like a bunch of different ways to do everything. So yeah, nowadays I can say that you can do basically anything in terms of box modeling inside of ZBrush, and yeah, you can do this. It might take a while to get used to it, because you can be like used to do this kind of stuff on other softwares, and I'm not gonna lie, it's quite a transition to to figure out how things work. But once you do this, once you learn how to figure out this kind of tool here inside of ZBrush, I think it's easier. It's easier to do everything here, instead of like do your model and then export an OBJ to like to a third party, like to Maya or Blender or whatever, and like do something and then go back to ZBrush. So yeah, I'm not saying that I don't use Maya for instance. I do use it, but I try as much as I can to stay inside of ZBrush and fix everything inside of ZBrush. And now we are able to do this. So yeah. But again, that's just like very, very surface stuff, and you can go even deeper inside of Z modeler, and you are able to do amazing stuff, amazing creations. It all depends on your imagination, and you can like the sky's the limit, man. Go for it. Yeah. Eu também, normalmente eu usava Maya para fazer esse tipo de peça, esse tipo de trabalho. Aí eu esculpia tudo no ZBrush, fazia o meu high poly, exportava tudo pro Maya, fazia algum ajuste no Maya. Por exemplo, para eu fazer tipo essa extrusão assim em forma de círculo numa peça, eu tinha que levar no Maya, depois eu trazer de volta, aí eu trazer pro ZBrush para fazer alguma coisa. Cara, e agora eu consigo fazer tudo dentro do ZBrush, assim, né? E também, se eu chegar num momento que eu não consigo, que eu travo em alguma coisa, eu vou e faço do jeito que eu fazia, mas eu tenho, assim, eu percebo que hoje em dia eu tenho me encontrado e tenho conseguido resolver tudo o que eu quero, assim, dentro do ZBrush. Então, para mim isso é ótimo, que aí eu posso ficar focado só em uma ferramenta aqui e desenvolver o projeto nela, né? Então, isso para mim é demais. Yeah, yeah, don't worry, Eventrimix. I'm sorry, man, if I said your name wrong. Evans Trimis. Yeah, glad you liked it, man. So yeah, now as I said to you guys, I'm gonna show you real quickly how I can like open the UVs, for these models here inside of ZBrush, and we can achieve like nice UVs using the UV masters. I'm gonna do just to show you guys how it works, but as you guys can see, right now I have a nice topology. Again, that's not my final topology for animation or nothing like this. This is still my high poly model. The thing is that now I have this model with a very clean topology. What I did earlier was I was just designing the character. So I was trying to create the character and create something. So as I was going, I try my best to make the shapes cleaner and things like that. And you can even do like a very clean shape on the sculpt. But I think what I did was, okay, I find the design of the character that I wanted, and now I have the character with the cuts where I want, and I think the design is great. And I think that once I do the textures, the model will look great. So yeah, I can start to refine and clean up the shapes. So that's what I did. I start to clean up the shapes, and now I have those very crisp edges on my mesh. And yeah, um, I I hopefully this will look good once I bake everything together, like for bake up my maps, like normal map and cavity map, occlusion and things like that. So with this shape right here, I can have very crisp cuts, and I have the same amount of information that I had on my original design, but with you know a lot like less polygons, and a very very low poly shape, as you guys can see here. And yeah, so I'm gonna show you how you can open the UVs for this. If you want, for instance, let's say that I want to use the surface noiser to create some pattern on. It's not the case, but I could use this for create some patterns on the mesh or something like that, or whatever you want to do with your UVs. And I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. Uh, yeah. So yeah, as I said earlier, you can find like a bunch of different tutorials. Even here on the Pixologic channel, there is this channel called ZBrush Ask How, and there is a lot of like short videos showing very well how to use some tools, and you can use these videos to learn. But I say that to everything that you're trying to learn. The best way to learn like a tool is like to find a project that you want to do. It could be like a very simple object, for instance. Like you can try to create I don't know, a weapon or something like this, whatever. But try to create something and try to figure out how to resolve that problem. I think that's a good way to learn a new tool, and try to do something simple as well, because that way you can actually finish what you're doing. So try to do this, and once you like reach a barrier, you can look for a video. Uh, Go to ZBrush Ask How. They have very amazing short videos, like teaching how to use the Z modeler, for instance. To be honest, that's how I learned to use Z modeler, was seeing those short videos, and I learned like that, and I'm using since then. So yeah, I would go for that. What's up, animated Jesus? How are you, man? Can I get subdivision levels if I use Dynamesh and I already got a high poly mesh, or do I have to maintain the low poly mesh from the beginning? Uh, well, if you have a Dynamesh model and you want to like subdivide this, you can do it. That it's okay. Uh, what I do, usually I don't do like it. I don't like use a subdivision on my Dynamesh model. What I do is I increase the resolution of my Dynamesh. So you see, if I have like a Dynamesh like this, I would increase the bar to the end, like to have a high density mesh. That's what I would do. That's actually what I do when I'm working like this. So, but yeah, you totally can subdivide your Dynamesh model, but yeah, that's up to you. Again, guys, there's like a bunch of different ways to do different things, and give it a go, try to do it and see if it works. Most of the time it will work, and there is no right way to do it. There's a bunch of different techniques. Salve, salve, Felipe Castellani. How are you, man? Boa noite, meu querido. Zero measure. Yeah, zero measure is more like for you to create a cleaner version of your mesh. All right. So okay, yeah. Before it's too late, let me show you guys how to open this the UVs for this. So let me just save this. I'm gonna duplicate this, and as you guys can see, I have everything separated in polygroups, right? And I have the out part and the inside part, and I also have like the middle polygroups here. So to open the UVs, what I want is to have like the two planes of the front and back of a model, and I'm going to open this on the like in a bidimensional way, right? So what I'm going to do is this. I'm gonna separate this into the part that I want, and I'm gonna create a polygroup, and I'm gonna do this for every part, like this. Right? Do this here. Here. I'm just selecting the front part and growing the selection, and then I create a different polygroup. So yeah, I'm gonna do this for everything, like this for the abs, like this for the side part, like this, and here. Make this part. This. Yeah, I think I have everything separated just right. And okay, so I have my polygroups, and that's gonna guide my UVs, right? So if you go into the zip plugins, you will have like a bunch of different plugins here, and to open the UVs, you're going to look for the UV master. All right. So here you have a bunch of different functions and like a bunch of different ways you can do this. What I do is that So if I have like a model with symmetry, and I can leave the symmetry on. And what I like to do is like to turn on the polygroups. So this will try to create the UVs based on the polygroups that I have. All right. So let's try this and see how it works. Let me save this just before I hit the button, just in case. So yeah, my model is saved, and now I'm gonna click unwrap. So this will create the UV mapping for this model that I have selected right here. So I click it and it's already done. So you guys can see here, it created this number of island. So we can see how it's looking by clicking on flatten. So yeah, here we have it. So yeah, actually we have like good and solid UVs for this mesh, but we still have this kind of those stripes here, and I will try to remove that. Probably I have some separated polygroups for some mesh. So let's unflatten this and let me look for those polygroups that we might have. So I found one here. I'm gonna polygroup everything together, and let me see if, yeah, we still have one here. So yeah, I fixed that. Probably have more, or maybe not. Yeah, I think we're good to go. So I can hit the, again, I will save this again, just in case. And I will hit the unwrap button again. So yeah, so it's done, as you guys can see here. I'm gonna flatten everything. It looks better, but I still have some stripes here. Probably I have some polygroups yet. Let me look for them. Where are they? So let me just do this. Yeah, I think I found the mesh that has those groups. Here we are. So I'm gonna grow the selection, create the polygroups. And again, I'm gonna read the unwrap button again. I'm gonna flatten everything. So yeah, I think we have a nice result here for each part. But yeah, I still have some stripes here, probably from one of the meshes. Let me see. Where is this? To see if I can fix that. I'm gonna try to hide every part. Oops, here it is. Let's grow the selection again, polygroup, and I'm gonna unwrap it again. So let's see how it's at. Yeah, now it's working just the way that I wanted to. So yeah, as you guys can see, I have a very good unfolded version of my UVs right here, and I could just as easy use that to texture something on Substance Painter, for instance. And I already did a lot of this without even pack this like or organize it just for test purpose. But yeah, from you if you want, you can export this mesh to Maya and rearrange the UVs the way that you want. You can also do this here, but usually what I do is once that I have these UVs just like that and the way that I want it, I go to Maya and I rearrange my UVs and prepare the materials and everything to prepare my model to Substance Painter. So that way I can do textures and paint my model or whatever. But a good thing about having the UVs right here inside of ZBrush is that for instance you can use the let's say you can use the surface noiser, for instance. You know, you can activate the surface noiser and I don't know, you can use the UVET option and I don't know, you can create some pattern here. Let's use this here. Well, let's see. Yeah. Remove the noise. So as you guys can see, you guys can, for instance, use the surface noiser to create some nice details on your shapes. If you use if you have like nice UVs, you can use this option here to create those details, you know, like this. So it's a good thing to have your model with UVs here because you can add like details and stuff like this, you know, and it actually looks pretty good. But yeah, I might even use some of those Helix details on some parts of the design of the droid. But you can do whatever you want. Once you have the UVs, you can use it for whatever purpose you want, you know? And it looks pretty sharp and pretty crisp, so as you guys can see here. But I'm not going to use that. So I'm going to turn this off and I will keep pushing. So yeah, so here we have it. A nice topology with nice shapes and very, very low density mesh that you can even open the UVs and have like very, very, like very nice UVs like this. So yeah, from here you guys can do whatever you guys want. The sky's the limit. So Frank is asking how are you changing the colors of the polygroups? There is a shortcut for this. It's Control W, and you can hit this, and it's going to change the polygroups. If you hit Control and hit W at the same time, it's going to change the colors like that. See? And that's a short key for a command that is actually on this. There is a palette for that. If you go on your toolbox, there is this polygroups. And here there is a bunch of different options for you to make polygroups, you know. So yeah. Um, Fala, Felipe. Valeu, cara. Valeu, obrigadão mesmo. Yeah, yeah. Don't worry, it's animated Jesus. Thank you very much, man. I'm glad you enjoy it. Um, Ah, se ajuda a ter a topologia assim mais mais low assim aqui no ZBrush para fazer a retopologia. Cara, na real não. Se você for fazer a retopologia, vamos supor que você tem um modelo high poly aqui no ZBrush e você quer fazer a retopologia dele no Maya. Cara, você pode partir daqui, desse modelo decimado, exportar ele para o Maya e fazer a retopologia lá. Isso é tranquilo. O que eu tô fazendo aqui, na verdade, não é nenhuma retopologia. Eu tô só deixando os meus shapes mais limpos e mais certinhos, assim, saca? Porque, olha só, aqui eu consigo uma definição, pô, muito bacana, assim, sabe? Que as coisas parecem mais limpinhas, mais certas, né? Enquanto que se você for ver o modelo da escultura aqui, que é o design, né? Onde eu tava tentando achar as formas e buscando shapes, ele é bem rough, assim, né? Ele é bem áspero o modelo ainda, entendeu? Tipo, é uma escultura onde eu estou buscando o design aqui. E aqui o que eu estou fazendo é limpando isso e ainda assim eu estou trabalhando. Eu ainda considero que esse aqui é o meu modelo high poly. É, então, se isso aqui ajuda no Maya, se você quiser utilizar essa topologia aqui no Maya e você conseguir achar um jeito de utilizar essa topologia lá no seu modelo final, ótimo. É possível sim você utilizar ele, pode te facilitar a vida em algumas coisas, né? Mas vai depender da saída que você vai dar, né, para esse modelo, Felipe. Mas sim, de repente pode te ajudar, cara. Tem alguns shapes mais bem definidos assim, mas você também pode fazer totalmente. Você consegue um resultado desse exportando o high poly e fazendo lá. Mas eu gosto de fazer o meu modelo high poly tá bem clean assim, né? E ter um aspecto mais bacana mesmo, saca? Até para apresentação também depois é legal, né? Tipo, você ter um high poly assim, porra, bonitão, limpo, com os polygrupos assim, fica legal, né? Sei lá. É que agora a gente só tem o abdominal aqui dele, né? Tipo, a parte da pelvis e tal, mas imagina isso, tipo, completo assim, né? E eu vou terminar e acho que vai ficar bacana. Fica mais clean sim, com certeza. So, yeah. So that's what I had to show to you guys today. So we came a long way, if we look back to see that we started with a few blocks only, and now we are cleaning up the design to have this like cleaner shapes and better shapes. So what I'm going to do right now, so since this is a very repetitive process, as you guys saw today, that's the technique that I use basically to create the character. It's a very very repetitive process, and probably on the next stream next week, I'm going to appear with the whole character looking like this, very on clean shapes and things like that. I'm gonna try to do this as my homework and bring to you guys uh, like the final shape for this character that we started together here on the Pixologic stream. So yeah, and I think that we will have like we will be pretty close for the final design, and probably we will end the journey for this character inside of ZBrush, and from then I will leave this and prepare this character for the short that I'm working on. So yeah, probably next it's probably that I'm gonna show you guys next week how this character is going, but we will probably work on something else. I think that we will probably gonna reach the end of this character next week. All right, so we will probably work on something new next week. And I'm already thinking about something to show to you guys. And yeah, let's see next week what we're going to do. What's up, back? to get a clean form. Use cube first, then mask it, polygroup and retopology for hard surface. Yeah. So hi Vac. Yeah, that's exactly what I did here. First, I create the design for the character using the Dynamesh and stuff, and I I figured out the design and I create this droid for you know for what I wanted, and I design it and I create those shapes. So everything very loosey, very very. I can change this whenever I want, but this is on the Dynamesh version. So now that I have the version of the character that I think that okay, I think that's cool, I think that's good, and I really want to go forward with this design. So then I start to clean up the character, and that's exactly the process that I do. I do the scopes, I find the design, and once I find the design, I mask it, polygroup and retopology, and use the Z modeler to clean up the shapes. So yeah, that's exactly the process that I use back. You are right. And how long do I have ZBrush practicing? Um, yeah. So I first started using ZBrush back in 2009, and that's when I first learned ZBrush. And ZBrush was a very different tool that from what we have today. And I learned how to use it, and but I stay like a very long time without using ZBrush because I didn't use back then on my daily job. And but I always were like messing around and playing with ZBrush and trying things at home, and creating. I really enjoyed the software, and I was blown away when I first started to use. So after that, I stay a while without using ZBrush, and I get back to ZBrush back in 2016, and I'm using ZBrush from like every day since 2016, and I really use every day, like on my personal stuff, yeah, on the models that I do for myself, and I use like basically every day at work on the studio, and yeah, so I I started in 2009. I stay a while without work professionally with ZBrush, and then I'm using like every day since 2016. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but it was the software changed a lot during this period, and now you are able to do things that you weren't able to do back in the day, and so I'm just trying to use the most of this no use the most that I can on software. But yeah, that's it. But keep pushing, keep studying, and no, go for it. Once you start to learn and you understand how things work, you're not going to leave ZBrush anymore. That's for sure. So yeah, so that's the results for today, guys. Um, I'm already on my time. I hope you guys enjoy it, the stream, and yeah, if you guys have any questions related to ZBrush, you guys can comment on the video after the streams, and I think that someone from Pixologic can answer you guys if you have any other questions. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoy the stream, and I will see you guys next week with probably with something new. Hopefully, I will be able to finish this character to for the next stream, and I can show you guys how it's looking, like everything like clean like this. So yeah, yeah. Don't worry, Frank. It's my pleasure, man. Thank you very much for following the streams, and you know chat with me, and yeah, it's been a great journey. Thank you very much for being here, man. I appreciate that. And thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys, everyone being here. Yeah, it's great to talk to you guys, and I will see you guys on the next week. Right? Ciao.